say what you will about FromSoft, but they always listen to the community, and they have been one of the few developers remaining in the current gaming modern cycle that continues to listen to its fans, unlike companies like Blizzard and so on and so on. Even NBA, like the 2K developers. You can go down a massive list of developers and companies that don't listen to feedback or fans anymore, or like Overwatch, only start to do it once there's actual competition and their money's on the line. Your money's on the line, basically, the money they take from you. From Software has actually come out with a few things today, which I'm going to cover while I'm going to have this going on in the background. Thank you to It Shatters. I'm using his gameplay because he was in the beta. I did not get in the beta. So, unfortunately, I'm not a big beta go myself anyway. I prefer to get the game on launch and see how it is. But let's go over this news report first. So Elden Nightreign is considering 2-player co-op. So if you don't know, you either have to do solo or 3-player, which I thought was weird anyway. I thought they'd do 4-player squads, but you are forced to do 3. So that means you have to go with 2 people, and most people just have one friend that they want to play with, and that's it. That was like the big complaint coming in, so they have to have a random. I saw a lot of actually funny memes too, people like going like, me and my friend not reviving the random when he goes down, which honestly, that's kind of mean, but at that point, whatever, you just want to play with your duo. So, based off the beta, just the few days we've had so far, as one might imagine, Elden Nightreign's strange co-op restrictions were not met positively by the community. Many fans expressed confusion as to why the game is forcing them to either play solo or in groups of 3. Speaking of Ungeek, they addressed fans concerning about the restriction and revealed that they're allowing duos is not something that the studio is considering. Doesn't mean that the duo is most guaranteed for Elden Ring, but at least feedback is being considered. This is very good because it's very weird they can do solo or 3 and not have 2. But I think that their big concern is like they don't want to split the player base too much and do like pools, right? Like 2-player matchmaking, 3-player matchmaking. There is a few fixes around that, but I can see their concern. I don't think they're gonna have a player count issue when the game drops. This is a great sign for how they are going to handle the feedback, because there's a few other big things I've heard about this beta, and from what I've seen from watching other streamers play it, or some streamers just react to it, because a lot of us didn't get in. The other big thing that I'm concerned about is progression. For Elden Nightreign to be good, it needs to have a reason to hop back in, and from what I've heard so far, you do get permanent progression from being the Night 2 boss, like the final boss of the night, not the Night 2, but the one after. You get permanent progression that, you can go back in and it stays with you. But I heard it's very boring, very dull, and some of the upgrades from the bosses, that aren't permanent either, are the same thing. So the big thing I'm hoping for is that they are going to change that and adjust it, so these skills, these upgrades you can get in game feel more exciting. Because so far I've seen stuff like 10% more damage, 10% more magic damage, 10% more stamina, which they're all good. Those are good upgrades. They're not very exciting though. I don't know what the permanent ones are like. I actually haven't seen anyone get those. But I'm talking more like there needs to be some sort of progression outside. Be it, I don't want to say like Battle Pass, but there needs to be something like, upgrading your character, having an overall character level, mastery level, something like, the Warframe does. There needs to be something outside to go back in, because from what I've seen, it looks fun. It looks great. I think people have high expectations for this personally. People are expecting Elden Ring 2. That's just not what this is. But it looks like a good time. For me, personally, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like something I'm going to be spending, months and months on. It looks like I'll have fun for a week or two so far. I need to see more content. I'm sure the beta did not have everything. People are jumping at their gun, right? I'm saying the beta did not have everything, and we're going to get a lot more content, probably more playable characters as well, and hopefully some better progression outside the permanent buffs. There needs to be a little bit something, I think, else going on outside of the fun combat, because the big thing I've been hearing is it's fun when you're playing with people you know, but if you're playing with strangers, it's not fun. If you're playing solo, it's probably not fun either. That's the big complaint I've heard, and it seems like From Software is listening, because allowing duos is a big step here. And I don't know why they chose 3. I would have picked 4, but maybe they just really love 3, right? They have had 3 summons, or like you and 2 other summons and other Dark Souls games, so maybe is kind of the rationale they're going with. It seems like a good time. I've seen a lot of hate online, people saying it's mid, the game looks trash, which is, you're allowed to have that opinion. My stance has always been on stream so far. I need to see more. I need to actually get my hands on the game, and we need to be out of the beta, because the beta looks good, but it looks good for like, yeah, I'll like load this up every once in a while. It doesn't look like, like I said, Elden Ring 2. I think they have that expectation. which is fair. You have to have the expectations, but I think right away I kind of clued in. This is like a multiplayer Elden Ring with reused assets. I didn't expect this, but I do think they do need to add more, because right now I don't see the drive to get back on. But that's the main thing I just wanted to cover, is From Software has alluded to the fact that they will allow duos for the main game when it initially releases, which I believe is on the May 30th. So hopefully this means they're going to listen to other complaints and add, yeah, as you can see right there, like some of them are just kind of boring, and add better progression. Because without that, I think the game is not going to last long at all. It's going to last a few good days. I would say a week. It's From Software. I think no matter what, this isn't a miss from Software. Minimum, absolute minimum, it's a 7 out of 10 game. If it flops, it's 7 out of 10. From Software doesn't, I'd be shocked otherwise. You can come on stream and like, I was going to say swat me, but don't do that. You can come on stream and like laugh at me if it's like a 4 out of 10 game. I think it's going to be a 7 out of 10, like at its the worst. But I'm just trying to see, the changes made to get it to like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I don't think this will ever be a 10. Once again, I could be completely wrong here as well. But that's basically it. They are alluding to the fact they may allow duos, and hopefully this means they'll allow 4 people at 1.2, because I just thought 3 was a weird choice. That was a personal thing, which I don't think anyone else has really brought up yet. But W From Software, from what I've seen over the past few days. And I hope they really learn from the beta and they add some stuff that we're all looking for here. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you on this video. I have another one cooking right now, so look forward to that. And I'll see you guys on stream. Adios. That was a little too dramatic.